Welcome to Alien Mythos X.
I found the child screaming in the wreckage. Metal twisted like paper, fire eating through what remained of the spacecraft. Bodies everywhere, some human, some not. The invasion had turned Earth into a graveyard, and I was walking through the ashes looking for survivors to eliminate. That's when I heard it, a sound that shouldn't exist in all this death. A baby crying. I should have killed it. My orders were clear, no witnesses, no survivors, no mercy. The child was human, my enemy, my mission, the species we'd been sent to eradicate. One quick blast and it would be over. But when I pulled back the debris and saw those eyes, those impossibly blue human eyes staring up at me, something inside my three-chambered heart cracked. The child reached up, tiny fingers grasping at air at me. And I made the worst mistake of my life. I picked it up. That was 16 years ago. 16 years of hiding. 16 years of lying to my commanders, telling them this sector was clear when I knew a human child was growing up in a cave 3 miles from base. 16 years of sneaking food, medicine, clothes, anything to keep this fragile creature alive. 16 years of watching Maya become the daughter I never had. Zek, her voice echoed through the cave. I turned to see her standing in the entrance, silhouetted against the dying red sun of this planet we now called home. She'd grown tall, strong, more human than I'd ever understood humans could be. "I'm here, little one," I said in my broken attempt at English. My vocal cords weren't designed for human speech, but I'd learned for her. "You can't keep calling me little one," she laughed. "I'm taller than you now." It was true, humans grew faster than my species. In our terms, she was barely a hatchling, but in human years, she was becoming an adult, and that terrified me more than any battle I'd ever fought. "Come," I gestured with my forearms. "Sit, we need to talk." Her smile faded, she knew that tone. "They're increasing patrols," I began, my bioluminescent skin flickering with anxiety, a trait I'd tried to hide from her but never quite managed. "More ships arrived yesterday. They're searching this sector more thoroughly." "Searching for survivors?" Maya asked, though she already knew the answer. "Searching for you." The words hung between us like poison. For 16 years, I'd kept her hidden. For 16 years, I'd erased evidence of her existence, destroyed scanner logs, falsified reports, but the collective was getting suspicious. Resources going missing, energy signatures that didn't match official records. They knew something was wrong, they just didn't know what. Yet, maybe, Maya's voice was small, young again. Maybe it's time for me to leave, find other humans if there are any left. There aren't. The words came out harsher than I intended. I've searched every database. Earth is gone, completely sterilized. You're the last one, Maya, the last human in the entire galaxy. I watched her process this, watched the weight of extinction settle on shoulders too young to carry it. She'd always known she was alone, but hearing it said aloud, final, absolute, was different. "Then why do they care?" she asked. "If I'm the only one, if humans are extinct, why do they still hunt for survivors?" I hesitated. This was the conversation I'd been avoiding for 16 years. Because, I finally said, the collective doesn't just want humans dead, they want humans erased. Every trace, every memory,
Invasion force, commence encirclement protocol. Surround the cave area for all approaches. Fighters maintain air cover. Perimeter secure. Caves are surrounded and under control.
What threat could I possibly be? "Hope," I said simply. "You represent the possibility that humanity isn't finished, that somewhere, somehow, your species could return. The collective fears that more than anything." That night, Maya couldn't sleep. I found her sitting at the cave entrance, staring up at the stars, stars that had once shone over a planet called Earth, now reduced to cosmic dust. "Tell me about them," she said, "my people." I'd told her stories before, things I'd learned from intercepted human broadcasts before the invasion, but tonight felt different, final somehow. "They were loud," I began, settling my bulk beside her. "So loud, they filled their world with noise, music, laughter, anger, sadness. They felt everything intensely, lived like every moment might be their last." "Were they good?" The question caught me off guard. Good. Were humans good? Did they deserve what happened to them? I was quiet for a long time. In my species, morality is simple. Survival is good, death is necessary. The strong consume the weak, but humans had made morality complicated. They were flawed, I finally said.
Maya,
they
remember
hurt each
this
other,
always.
destroyed
Strength
their
is
own
in
world in many
forgiveness, and
ways,
love
but they
is the
also
final
created
lesson my
beauty,
father taught me.
art, music,
Maya,
love.
remember this
They had
always.
this
Strength
capacity
is in
for kindness
forgiveness,
that my
and love is
species
the
never
final lesson my
understood.
father
They would
taught me.
sacrifice themselves for strangers, risk everything to save even one life. I looked at her like I should have killed you, like every instinct in my body told me to kill you, but I couldn't, because in that moment you looked at me with such trust, such hope, that I became human too, just a little. Maya leaned her head against my shoulder, a gesture of affection she'd learned from old human videos. You're more human than you think, Zek. That's what I'm afraid of, I whispered. The alarm came 3 days later. Proximity sensors, shift landing, multiple signatures, and voices speaking in my language demanding to
Commander
search the
Zek,
caves.
I'm confused why
They
you're
know,
here.
I said,
This
my
interrogation
skin flashing
will reveal
panic
your
colors.
purpose.
Someone talked, someone saw something, they know you're here. Maya's face went pale. What do we do? I grabbed her shoulders with 2 of my arms. Listen to me, there's a ship hidden in the northern canyon. Old, small, but functional. I've been preparing it for years just in case. It has enough fuel to reach the neutral zones, the places the collective doesn't control. You're coming with me, she said, not a question, a statement. No, Zek. Someone needs to stay to buy you time. To make them
Today,
think you
we
died
eliminate
in an
the threat.
explosion or
It's for the
escaped
greater
alone.
good,
If
just
I
like the
disappear
war hero
too,
I
they'll
once
hunt us
was.
both
Trust
forever.
in me, soldiers.
Tears streamed down her
This
face.
is
I
the
can't
path
leave you. You're
to
all I
our
have.
victory.
You're my father. The word hit me like a blast. Father, in my species, we don't have that concept. We lay eggs and abandon them. But Maya had made me understand what it meant. The weight of it. The joy of it. The cost of it. And you, I said softly, touching her face with my smallest hand, are the best thing I ever did wrong. Now go, run, and Maya. Yes. Stay loud, live intensely, feel everything. Be human in a galaxy that tried to erase you. That's how you win. I stood outside the cave as she ran, watched her disappear into the darkness toward the northern canyon. Then I turned to face the approaching soldiers, my brothers, my unit, my people. The ones I was about to betray for the last time. Commander Zek, their captain said, surprised to find me here. We received reports of human activity in this sector. Have you seen anything? Yes, I said calmly, I have. I pressed the detonator I'd been hiding. The cave exploded, fire and rock and smoke, destroying 16 years of evidence, erasing Maya's existence from this place. There was a human, I continued as they stared at the destruction. A survivor, it's dead now, I made sure of it. They believed me, why wouldn't they? I was Commander Zek, war hero, loyal soldier. I'd killed thousands of humans. What was one more? 3 weeks later, Maya's ship reached the neutral zones. I tracked it from my terminal, erasing her signature every time it pinged our sensors. She was safe, free, the last human alive in a galaxy that had tried to extinguish her light. And me, I was arrested 2 days ago. Someone found inconsistencies in my reports, traced the missing resources, discovered my lies. They know what I did, what I've been doing. Tomorrow, I face execution for treason, for the crime of mercy, for loving something I was supposed to destroy. But as I sit in this cell, waiting for the end, I feel no regret. Because somewhere out there in the vast darkness of space, a human child, my daughter, lives. She'll grow old, maybe find others who reject the collective's cruelty. Maybe she'll even rebuild, not Earth. Earth is gone, but something new, something that remembers. And when future generations ask how humanity survived, they'll tell the story of the last human. But they won't know the whole truth. They won't know about the alien who found a crying baby in the wreckage. The alien who should have killed her. The alien who instead chose to love her. The alien who raised a human child. And in doing so, became human himself.